NCL would like to welcome you to Lake Eufaula.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're on beautiful Lake Eufaula, Oklahoma. This is the Wildcard event for the National Crappie League. Had to be rescheduled till late in the season. We're in late June, so things are going to be a little tougher. You know, these guys, we predict we're going to have some live scope work going on out here. They're going to have to chase these fish down. They're going to be scattered. The water is 8 foot over pool. It's muddy as all get out, but that's what brings out the best in these NCL anglers. So stick around. We're going to go out on the water and see if we can find a few of the teams putting them in the box.
Today's show is brought to you in part by Happy Hollow Outdoors, Extreme RV Resort, DMF Bait Company, and Visit Eufaula, Oklahoma.
We just slipped up on Brendan Faulk's team. They were looking pretty hard at that live scope when they first come into this little pocket. They seem to be chasing a bigger fish. They got the net out immediately. So I know it's one they're wanting to weigh in this afternoon. Let's stick with them a minute, see if they can get it in the boat.
With the tough fishing conditions, the anglers will be relying more on their live scopes.
Eufaula's really unique, man. It's got all the different watercolors that you want, from 2 to 3, 4 foot visibility all the way to no visibility. We got to cull about 4 fish.
They currently have a limit and are looking to cull one. Unfortunately, this one won't help. Looks like live scope is paying off for the team of Young and Young. That one is not going to help.
Besides being a champion bull rider for years, you're a previous national champion in the crappie world. So let me pick your brain just a little bit. You know, when live scope came out, the whole goal was to dial those units in the best we could, mainly to identify size of fish and so forth. But that's only part of the game. You've got to be able to tell by looking at that image on that live scope screen whether that's a crappie or a white bass or a sand bass or a drum or a bass. How do you do that?
Well, there's 3 of those fish look a lot alike on the live scope. You've got crappie, sand bass or white bass, and drum. They all put off a similar signature. So not only are we looking for the shape of that fish, we're looking for fish behavior. Okay. So your crappie's going to be a little slower, a little more lethargic. They're going to be sitting level in the water, nose up. A lot of times your sand bass and your drum are doing that, and they're doing it on standing timber. So we'll start with standing timber. If I pull up to a tree and I see a signature that it's got my curiosity peaked, I think it's a big crappie, and I drop down and that fish swims around the tree, that's a drum.
All right.
We've learned that that's a drum.
Are you listening?
Okay. Another thing we're looking for, standing timber, open water fishing. A lot of times these sand bass, they'll sit still. They won't be schooled up. It'll be a big sand bass, looks like a big crappie. When I'm fishing, I'm scanning 40, 50 feet out, maybe further sometimes, and I'm dialing that unit in as I approach that fish. Once I get into that 20 to 30 foot range on a big sand bass, if you have your unit dialed in, you can see that side fin sticking down off of that fish. And if you see that signature, 100% it is a sand bass. Another thing you can look for on sand bass is if you drop a bait down and he charges away and then charges back to the bait, that is not a crappie. That is a sand bass.
Man, I'm telling you folks, that's good information. That's why they call him the Crappie Cowboy. Heck, thank you so much.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you at home for watching, and we'll be back with you.
Tim Ponder with the National Crappie League had a chance to talk with the mayor of Eufaula, James Hickman, and state representative Tim Turner.
Eufaula's been so good to us over the years with these tournaments. Mayor, do you have a few words?
Oh yeah, man. Number one, I just want to say we're so thankful to have you guys here. Y'all are doing an awesome job, and just talking with the anglers, they are super excited, and so we're happy to partner with you guys, and just excited to see kind of where it goes. Absolutely. So
yeah. Well, Tim, do you have anything to add to this?
I just want to say thank you guys for coming. We got the biggest gym in Oklahoma with Lake Eufaula, largest man-made lake. Started in 1946, was in construction in the mid-60s, with kind of a 50-year shelf life, and we're still adding on. And tourism's big. Our community tourism's big here, and bringing you guys here brings tourism. And what we want to do is we want to see Eufaula continue to prosper. I want to see House District 15 grow, and it only grows through relationships like this. So I know with the city of Eufaula, with House District 15, the state of Oklahoma, we appreciate what you guys do to Oklahoma, because that brings tourism dollars back to our area.
Well, we appreciate everything you guys do. We love coming down here. This is one of my favorite places to come.
Yeah.
The people here are so friendly and receiving of us, and it's just it's a great place to come. It's a great place to visit. Tell the folks a little bit more about the lake, if you don't mind. Maybe somebody that's not a fisherman would something.
Oh, absolutely. One of the things about Lake Eufaula is there's a lot of water sports. Like Tim was saying, it's a huge lake. There's a lot of wakeboarding, and we have Yogi Bears as well. That's just right across the street from Extreme RV, which is a great RV place as well, which y'all are housing right here in.
Yeah.
And so it's a really family-friendly environment.
We would like to thank the people in Eufaula for making our visit to your city very enjoyable. We would like to thank some of our other sponsors that make this event possible. Who will be in the lead after the first day? It's time to bring them up to the scales. After the first day of fishing for the semi-pro division, third place goes to the team of Brandon Fulgham and Brandon Smith with 8.19 pounds. Second place is the team of Colby Barnett with 8.21 pounds. And leading the pack is the team of Bo Tisdell and Jerry Graham with 8.78 pounds. They also had big fish. As you can see, the fishing was pretty tough on the anglers today, but tomorrow will be a different day. The NCL, along with local volunteers and sponsors, conduct a kids' fishing rodeo for the younger anglers. The young anglers leave with prizes and lots of smiles.
It's Championship Saturday here on Lake Eufaula, Oklahoma, for the two-day NCL Wildcard event. Today, not only do we have our pro teams out on the water for their second day, but we also have our amateur teams out today, fishing just Saturday, competing just against other amateur teams. So it's going to be fun at the weigh-in this afternoon to see who is the best. Whether the pro teams can pull it off and post more weight on a daily basis than the amateur teams, or sometimes the amateur teams, many of which will be local anglers that don't think they can compete against the traveling pros, will have the best weight. So I'm anxious to see. I'm Daryl Vedvactor, the host of your event at NCL's Wildcard event on Lake Eufaula, Oklahoma. Stick around with us.
One of our anglers, Cody Smith, runs an organization that makes it possible for veterans to take part in outdoor activities.
I run a nonprofit where I take veterans out fishing and hunting free of charge to the veterans, Operation Freedom Outdoors. And this is my way of spreading my 501c3 to be able to get the message out to the veterans of what we do and why we do it, for the camaraderie, to build that camaraderie and the family network that they used to have in the military. So they can get a hold of us on Facebook at Operation Freedom Outdoors. We also have a website, ofoveterans.com, and they can go on there and register for these trips. We do from crappie to elk to duck, deer, you name it.
Perfect.
And we're trying to implement right now a scuba program as well. So
These boys do so much for the veterans of the country, taking them on fishing trips and hunting trips and things like that. My hat's off to this team for the work they do with our fantastic veterans. Just pulled up on the second place pro team from day one. This is Kobe Barnett. He posted 8.21 pounds for his best 5 fish yesterday. He's moving fast. He's live scoping, trying to cover all the water he can. You know, these guys that have perfected their live scope abilities are able to look at that image on the screen and tell pretty close to what that fish is going to weigh. If they don't need a pound and a quarter fish, they look at that image and just pass it up looking for a 2-pounder. So I think that's what Kobe's doing. That may be one of the secrets why he's in second place right now. He's able to identify these bigger fish with his live scope, move quickly, and eliminate a lot of water. We've just been visited with the team of Garrett Tony. They're one of our amateur teams, so this is the first day for them. Amateurs fish Saturday only. He just caught a decent fish. He said they're really holding tight in that cover. So he's taking it slow, fishing close to the cover. This is all standing timber back in here in about 10 to 13 feet of water. So we're going to stick around and see if he can pull a bigger fish out of there.
Now, let's see how they did. For the amateur division, in third place today is the team of Dustin Nelms and Brittany Nelms with 5.75 pounds. In second place is Garrett Ray and Tony Ponder with 5.96 pounds. And first place goes to the team of Hunter Epperson and Blake Owens with 7.79 pounds. For the semi-pro division, in third place today is the team of Jared Barnes and Jason Wilhite with 15.33 pounds. In second place is Brandon Fulgham and Brandon Smith with 15.97 pounds. They also had big fish, and first place goes to the team of Bo Tisdale and Jerry Graham with 7.79 pounds. Thank you to our national sponsors for your support.